Welcome back to Dragon Hoard, where we dig up classic Dragon magazines and lovingly judge them with the wisdom of hindsight and snacks. Today is Volume 1, Number 4, December 1976, the issue that turned out to be a monster and literally ate the normal page count, so they added 4 extra pages, then apologized for bumping regular features like the Gnome Cache and Out on a Limb until issue number 5. And the reason? This is the Empire of the Petal Throne special, where Tekumel kicks down the door, sets up a throne in your living room, and tells your Greyhawk binder to move aside. Dragon rumbles. Why this issue is like it is. Cask frames EPT as the ultimate in terms of a D&D campaign, because the mechanics feel D&D adjacent, XP, hit dice, combat resolution, a magic system, while the setting detail is off the charts. He also makes the Tolkien comparison, not novels versus novels, but world mythos versus world mythos, pointing out both Tolkien and Barker were linguists and built languages, alphabets, grammar, and that Barker was actively producing language handbooks. It's the moment Dragon magazine quietly admits, we have discovered a setting so detailed your campaign may require homework. Dispatches to the Petal Throne. Barker explains the problem with publishing campaign updates from multiple tables. If everyone's timeline is official, then somebody somewhere has already killed the Emperor or rewritten Succession. He cites an example from Space Gamer, where a campaign starts with the premise that the Emperor is already dead. Then you get the good stuff, in-universe reports, and secret book-style commentary that reads like court intelligence. For example, if you see factional politics inside the Temple of Chanis, multiple rival factions, and even internal theological disputes, plus the warning that if a leader fails, they may be sacrificed for unity. You also get plot fuel like competing expeditions to seek the lost city of Barasha, with temple societies maneuvering, spies, counter-spies, and plans to abduct someone and train them of knowledge. This is the 1976 version of a campaign newsletter, except it's written like the CIA got a degree in theology. Androids on Board the Warden. This one is straight up sci-fi survival horror. The Warden is an ancient ship drifting the universe. Radiation mutates life on board, and the ship's medical section was producing humanoid androids. When the crew dies, the control link to the vats is lost, and androids with medical knowledge but no instructions develop animal cunning and start building a colony. 2 key limits define them. They're radiation resistant, but have an obsolescence factor that kills them in 2 years. Mutations keep invading and forcing them into constant defensive war. Then it gets delightfully creepy. They infiltrate human pockets by replacing leaders with human-appearing android doubles, often as tribal leaders or shamans, keeping humans locked in conflict so the androids can pursue lifespan research. And their nightmare arrives, a little mutation called the Fuzzy, that thrives on affection and spreads fast. Nothing says stable society like immortal politics run by disposable robot shamans. Jakalla Encounters. This section is a practical table with street-level encounter results, with details like gangs, patrol response times, pickpockets, stealing weapons, muggings, and cult activity. Welcome to Jakalla. Come for the culture, stay because the rope and net cult just enrolled you in their loyalty program. Battle of the Temple of Chanis. Barker sets this up because EPT players wanted to fight Tekumel battles in miniatures. He notes the necessary figures were being produced by the old guard, prototypes looked splendid, and tactical rules were nearly ready. He also explains what Tekumel warfare looks like: standing armies, drills, mock battles, and ritualized wars. Formal challenge battles with pomp, duels between heroes, and a melee where capturing prisoners for ransom or sacrifice matters. It's like a duel, a parade, and a mass brawl all signed a treaty to coexist, and then immediately broke it. Double creature feature. We get at least one monster name described. For Yaga, tentacled horrors that can snake their way up into second-story rooms. Their origins are unknown. Barker theorizes that they may be zoological specimens from humanity's ancient high-tech era. They're linked to the Kuyuni, shrimp-like creatures near sea grottos. Kuyuni stats are even bracketed: 2 HD, move 10 feet, 50 to 100 appearing, AC 3, no treasure except underwater in a sea grotto. Stay on the upper floors is not advice I want to hear in a crumbling ruin surrounded by tentacles. Road from Jakalla. Fiction opens in Jakalla's foreign quarter with a party debating whether they should get involved in politics. Spoiler, they're already involved. The plot leans into faction tension, priestly party, and travel hardship, weeks of marching, desert dangers, and political paranoia. Later sections involving negotiating pay hundreds of Qatars, escorts, and choosing the lesser of three evils politically, mapping the dungeons. They explicitly say this is a service to D&D and EPT players and DMs to get listed. You send a card with your info. They'll only accept one name per card, no letters because it's hard enough to maintain. Then you get names and addresses across places like Canada and even a club listing in Germany. This was pre-internet looking for game. Greeting strangers. I too own dice. Please write back. Wargaming World. This section is huge for miniature history. It spotlights Legions of the Petal Throne by Old Guard, noting 17 packs available with more coming. It previews the D&D figure line sculpted by David Hutchins, art by Mimi Roach and Dave Sutherland, with about 90 different figurines in the first batch, packed in sets of 5 with no duplicates, command sets of 4. 1976 TSR, you will own 90 miniatures, and you will like it. The Temple of Vimula pictorial. The issue ends with a pictorial feature on a Temple of Vimula display. It was built and shown at Gen Con, with doors, secret doors, pitfalls, etc., and requiring 1,000+ man-hours to assemble. Modern hobbyists, I printed terrain. 1976 hobbyist, I built a temple. See you in 3 months. Well everyone, that's it for Dragon issue number 4. It's a landmark because it shows Dragon becoming a platform for entire worlds, not just the monsters and house rules. It's a love letter to Tekumel, and it's glorious.